I just thought, that garden, the one north.
Okay, call meeting to order.
Yeah.
Rise to the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for today.
No second. Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes for July 7th.
I will second that.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have reviewed the ambulance expenditures for Columbus, Morning Sun and Lopelo. And everything looks to be in order. So I'd move to approve.
No second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Agenda item number 5, Kevin. At our meeting, and I'll talk about our meeting here in a little bit. If you remember a month or so ago, they approved an expenditure to buy not a rescue unit, but a first responders vehicle. At that time, the board was a little reluctant to expend the money because we have a new ambulance coming that's quite expensive, and we were making sure that we were going to be covered for that. That ambulance now has been pushed back to the end of October, which our tax money is refunded in October. So with that information at hand, they approved to go ahead and pay. Morning Sun Ambulance actually took the loan out to pay for that. So this is reimbursing Morning Sun Ambulance to pay off that first responders vehicle. With that explanation, I'll go ahead and make the approval or make a motion to approve the Morning Sun Rescue Unit for Morning Sun Fire Department payment.
No second that.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anybody had a chance to look over the claims?
I did. I'll make a motion to approve claims for the total of $796,281.02.
All second. Motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Meetings attended.
We had an EMS meeting, which we discussed that ambulance, the first responders vehicle, app. Tom Bryant from the Morning Sun Ambulance Service announced his retirement. He's moving to Ohio to be next to his children. It appears that his second command is going to take over that ambulance service. So we'll see how that all works in the future. It's pretty new, so they're working out the details. I'll let you know after the next meeting how everything's going. We had a public health meeting. The public health side, pretty much business as usual, wasn't anything too earth-shattering. The environmental health side, which is the side that Brian T is on, which is our sanitarian. He does the wells and the septic system. Had some disturbing news that I'm trying to work on. We get a private well to grant from the state, and they give us $45,000 a year for Brian to go around to our private wells in the unincorporated areas and test their water for nitrates, coliform bacteria, all these bad things. More often than not, those levels are a bit high. So he treats those wells, he shocks them for those people, and that private well to grant fund pays for that. So it's virtually no cost to those people. The state in their great cost-cutting endeavor has taken the $45,000 and decided to make it $35,000 for next year, took $10,000 away from us. He actually did more this year than he's done previously, and we had to ask for more money over the 45. We actually spent over 55,000. I have since drafted an email to Taylor Collins and Mark Lofgren expressing my unhappiness with that. If anybody is kind of in the know, they have heard that well, Iowa has a problem with their water quality, and Louisa County seems to be in the bullseye for new and aggressive cancers. I would think that the state would take water quality a bit more seriously. Louisa County does not have rural water. We rely solely on private wells. A lot of our neighboring counties have private or rural water. So I drafted an email to them discussing my displeasure at cutting that funding. Seriously, $10,000 from the state. Really? It shouldn't be 45,000. It should be 145,000. Okay. So if they don't respond timely, or they don't respond in the manner in which I think they should for the people of Louisa County, I will be banging on the table, and we will be talking to some news outlets and letting people know my displeasure of how the state thinks they're saving money by taking money away from this. It's important.
It is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take water, roads, sewer as pretty much important things that we need to live. And cutting that funding is not acceptable. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox on that one. July 27th and 28th, which I believe is Monday, Tuesday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, they are changing their media in the filters at the complex. Hallelujah, right? They've never responded to my emails. I got a random email from the conservation, Danny from conservation, that forwarded it to me from them that said that the water will be on and off while they're doing some work. They never explained what the work was. So then I asked them, oh yeah, we're changing the media. Thanks for letting me know. I will be calling him though on that stub of the water that goes to the old water tower that broke a year or two ago. And we're gonna try to get that capped right at the building. So we're working on that. But anyway, things are moving forward. That's all I had.
Had a Russ meeting last week and just basically year-end stuff, elected new officers, what everything's well, financially, we're running right along good, so wasn't anything new there. I did reached out to all the people that bid on LP last year to make sure they was aware bids were coming up. Blue Flame said they would not be bidding, but everybody else said they would bid. Yesterday, I got a call, our driver at the transfer station threw the keys down and quit. So I spent a few hours pushing and loading the trailer because they were overwhelmed, so. That was pretty much it for me.
Okay, we got anybody?
I guess the driver had gave 2 weeks notice, but then he got upset about something and just quit on the spot yesterday, so. Bronze has, I think, had a couple people reach out to him already, so.
Okay.
And they were, since it was such short notice, they just couldn't cover it that quick yesterday morning, but they're covering it today, so. Hopefully they'll get something hired.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I think the only meeting I had was Ports of Eastern Iowa we'll have a discussion on some of that a little later. They've got the National Waterways Conference is in the Quad Cities this year. Pretty big deal. It's been in New Orleans and West Virginia and places like that. Most of the time it's on a seaport somewhere. They convinced them to bring it here because other than California, Iowa is the #1 exporter of
Corn or grain.
any kind of agricultural products in the nation. So that's coming up, and then they're seeking some membership in something, so we'll discuss that later. That's all I have. So now it's a time for public input to be allowed for items for next agenda.
Scott, I have a question about the Russ meeting. Would you bring those financials and share those with us, after you go to those meetings?
Yeah, I can.
And then share with us who the officers were that you elected? And where they're from?
Well, basically, we just railroaded everybody in.
Well, who are they? I mean,
Deep Woods is the chairman. He's from Cape Cod County. Lee Dimmitt, he's from Jefferson County. He's the vice chair. And now I can't quite remember the name of the guy he's from Van Buren County. That's the treasurer. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head.
and Kevin, you're on Southeast Iowa Regional Planning, right?
Yes.
Could you bring those financials and share them with the group after those meetings?
I can.
Yeah, I think be great. I think the county needs to know those, be in the paper.
Well, at the end of the year, I always get a report and then I usually bring to Susan and she files it that they've supplied us, so. And that goes into our audit probably, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Well, you could share the monthly meetings with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then is anybody working on, cutting the expenses or anything for next year because of the cutback on the percentage you can raise sales or the property tax?
And I think we're waiting on some final numbers, but we won't know those until October, November to know where.
And nobody, are you even thinking about anything, what you might do?
Yeah. I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to share that right now. It's,
Secret?
well, it might hurt some feelings, even though we may not be doing it. So it's just investigatorial work.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Review payroll changes, have y'all had a chance to list down?
Yeah.
That's payouts.
Oh, yeah, here we go again. Gonna
Well, it
start
was-
banging on the table again.
It wasn't as bad as some of them, but.
No, it wasn't as bad.
I mean, delayed payouts. So
There was two, I think there was two payouts, right?
Yes, two payouts. One for just shy of $9,000 and one for
Eight.
9,500,
Yeah.
so. Okay, open and review bids. The demolition on the jail. Would you like to know about it? I mean, no, you want to.
Go ahead.
How many we get, do you know?
Oh, a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Seven, good deal.
So. First one I'll open is from Triple D Construction. Good amount. It is for $73,450.
After the meeting, I can take it back and
Right.
review on there,
Yeah.
on that, and then make a
We're not gonna take
recommendation,
action on anything.
make a recommendation at the next
Yeah.
meeting, so.
The next one is,
I think those two envelopes go together.
yeah, we go together. DeLong Construction out of Washington Island. We don't go up to. Here's for $73,950.
Thank you.
Next one is from Old Town Roofing. They are out of Davenport. $124,680. We have one from Muscatine Metals. This is a check.
That's their a bit on.
Bond, yeah.
Okay. It says 34,340.
Question, I will.
It's not done to be.
This one is from DeCarlo in Des Moines. It is $124,450.
That's going to rain so far.
Yeah.
There.
Did we give them a deadline on if we decided to move?
I think so.
Yeah.
September 30th.
So. Kemper Trucking, $69,640.78. The last one here is from Souls Cove. These are, it was for $78,500. That is all it is.
Let's make sure Adam goes through and make sure everything's included. They have all their bid columns in place. And then we can make a decision.
Yeah.
I would entertain a special meeting next week if you wanted to do that,
We could.
to go ahead and move, if you decide you want to do that.
Yeah, because they're with that deadline, I mean, they need to.
Right,
Yeah.
instead of waiting 2 more weeks or whatever it's gonna be, let's.
Can we do it on Wednesday? Are you guys busy?
I don't care,
I was planning to be out of town on Monday and
that's
Tuesday.
fine.
Okay. I will be out of town Monday through Thursday next week, but I can make it.
Send us an email.
A written
Recommendation.
Okay, for that, and then. I'm gonna get the answer and all. Get things moving, I guess, so.
Okay. Well, you're at the floor right now.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you, folks.
Before we move to out of the jail phase and into this, so I did have a resident, approach me this week and was behind taking it down. So,
I haven't had anybody else tell me they was in favor of saving there, but it's like, it needs to be gone.
I'm just letting you
That's
know,
been
I've
my
both sides, and
Are you gonna have a reunion for the people that
Yeah.
spent the night there?
probably should.
Have we got any offers on someone that wanna buy it, or?
I had someone contact me, they went through the jail, Adam opened the door for them, they looked through it. And I encouraged them, if they felt like that was something that they want to do, to approach this board today with a price that they were willing to pay for it and a business plan, so we knew what was gonna happen.
They didn't show up.
They're not here, so.
Are there any groups out there that want the building?
Right.
You know, I don't care if you tear it down, but do you think you ought to have an open house where people can see it?
I understand if they wanted, if they were not gonna, they would walk through it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Walk through and look at
Is
it.
that a good idea, liability?
Liability wise walking through there.
Yeah, you know, a person,
They get hurt, we just put them in the basement.
yeah, I'm sure a few of them got shoved down there.
Yeah, there is actually a cell down in that basement. I'd hate to have been the guy that got thrown down there.
I do have pictures. I walked through it and
Yeah.
took pictures.
It is, incredible form in there.
Yeah.
Hey, but.
During, hot days and all that.
But they just stayed in the bottom, so and that's.
Yeah, I don't think there's a huge amount of liability if people just.
It wouldn't be any different, people walk through the courthouse.
Walking through it,
I'm just-
and, you know, there's really no ADA access and all that, there's some garbage in there, but it is.
I just thought it looked a little moldy in places.
Yeah, it is. Up to you guys on that one, so. Okay, general update first on the roads, I guess. We are, doing a lot of intersection work, wherever a gravel road meets, paved road, we're going through and, bringing them up and grading them out. Other than that, we're doing a lot of mowing, getting equipment in as well for our next year's budget, or our current year's budget, that's going on now. An issue that's kind of sprung up, we've been getting an increasing amount of people moving into the county, and there's being a lot of turkey barns popping up and in the process of it. And a couple of them have been proposed on dirt roads. We've talked about this every year or so, that, you know, the dirt roads, aren't maintained as much as a gravel road. They often lack the right of way, and the curves aren't graded out and all that. So the way we've handled it in the past is if a developer wants to build on a dirt road, there's nothing to stop them, but there's two choices they have for roads. One is to place their own rock on it and do the minimum to be able to get back to a house or a barn or a farm or whatever. And we will continue to treat that as a Class B road, essentially. We won't plow it very often. We'll blade it a couple times a year, we'll mow it and all that, but it's really not a Class A road. Other option is for the developer to pay to upgrade it to gravel. I don't know if you guys were on the board, but back in 2021 or 22, Cryo paid to have a road upgraded south of 78. I think it was like 150 or $200,000, but they paid before it, brought in piping and rock and everything, and built it up, and now it's on our list. So, with some people who are not from Iowa, not from around here, there's getting to be some, hey, you know, requests for upgrades and all that. So my plan is to protect the taxpayer and give them options, I guess. So
And, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend a couple $100,000 for $1,200 in taxes, so. So, yeah. That's one thing. Other thing going on, the K Road Bridge is progressing. They've got the carpentry work for the decking done. We have a company coming in to tie the deck steel today, tomorrow, something like that, and hopefully pour the deck next week. After that, they'll come back and do the railing. And then hopefully in August, they're working on getting the approaches done and railing and finish work. So again, hopefully first week of September. They've got 35 working days left. So if it goes over that, then it starts costing them, I think, $1,500 a day. So anyway, that's happening. Looks like the DOT's got the K Road back open. That's good. We are having a little bit of issue with a lot of truckers using 30th Street, going down to Hoigsdale and all that. We signed to not do that. That hill's pretty narrow and rough and not great for trucks. So we would ask anybody to use the proper detour around. So any questions about any of that stuff? I applied for a grant for the Competitive Highway Bridge Program grant. It's a federal grant to help us with our bridges. The state takes applicants, picks out of a list of them. I think there are 32 bridges in the grant package. And we were selected, 2 of our bridges were selected to be part of this. One is the Grandview 143 bridge, which is up at Letts. That was built in the late 70s. It has a precast deck and wooden back walls. We have a lot of precast decks in our county, but none of them on pavement. The issue with pavement is salt. And those precast decks were not green bar, it was black bar, and they were rusting and popping and all that. It was also built, I don't know why, with a wooden back wall. So those are all rotten out, and in a few years it'll have a weight limit on it. So estimate that is about a $600,000 bridge. And I'll replace it with a 70 by 30, big modern one, wide one as well. So, and then the other one is the Wapello 11 bridge, which was the first one south of Wapello on K Avenue. It's currently a 100-foot by 20-foot one. It's got deck issues, the abutments and everything underneath are washing out. Would replace that with a 120 by 30-foot bridge. Would be able to take all the loading that we can handle on the roads there. So total for both those is about $1.3 million. Grant would cover about 2/3 of it, roughly. So about 870,000 from the feds and another 430 of it from us or from our other bridge funding opportunities. So good deal for us. It's again a reason to keep a pretty good balance so that we can match these things and do these things as well. So planning on the work to happen in fiscal year 29. Hopefully most of the grading and most of the overpass work on the highway will be done then. There's a chance we might have a little bit of overlap, but it's $870,000. So sometimes you have to do things to make it happen. So, there's a 28E agreement, and that is an agreement for all these counties and cities to go in and hire a consultant, which is a HDR Incorporated, was chosen by the DOT to put together all the package. You know, there's gotta be maps and pictures and all these other things, so. That's something that I do a lot of and don't care to do, I guess. Oh, so, let's see what's going on there. I have reached out to, mayors and schools and fire department and everybody, we've gotten a lot of letters of support for it, so. I think everybody likes Bridget.
So I guess we need to decide to take action on item 12 first.
So basically, we're approved for, we just gotta pass this resolution.
We, Iowa for the last X amount of years has always been successful in the grants. And we made it through the list of all the counties and are in the official package. So assuming things are like they have been in the past, Iowa will get the grant and then, yeah, so.
Okay. I'll make the motion to approve resolution 202636.
I'll second that.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 13, 2080 agreement.
The other one, I'm guessing. Yep. I'll make a motion for the chair to sign a 20-year agreement for fiscal year 26 competitive bridge program grant project.
I'll second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Sign both of them.
Other than that, I'm not getting quotes on pavement patching and other things, so we're staying awful busy now, so.
Is Highway 99 still slated for 2027?
Yes,
Okay, any idea
so the
timeline?
project was to be bid in November of this fall.
Mhm.
I have submitted the plans and we're waiting on NEPA and environmental and all that. So the
Okay.
plan again is to have it bid out this November. If NEPA pushes it back, it could be January or something like that, but the plan is to have it constructed at this time next year, so.
Any response from the city of Wapello to extend it through town?
I talked to them, I've been talking to them for a few months here, but I said, hey, you have options here, you can do just a cheap, mill and overlay. My preference, both as an engineer, as a person who lives in town, would be them to do a little bit more than the basic. To try to make it look nice. I gave them a couple costs and they haven't given me an answer yet, so. As busy as I am, I'm not pushing it. We do have the overlay of Oakville, in there as well. It got a mixture of local money and some lost in there as well. Have talked to some of the people in the asphalt industry and the price on that whole 99 thing is 5.2 million to 5.8 million, depending on the price of oil and all that. So if we're still doing our things in Iran, it could be expensive. If not, it's gonna be cheaper. I am prepared to match with local money if we have to get that thing done. So it needs to be done. So.
No, I talk to them on a pretty weekly basis. I'll talk to them and see if
Yeah,
we can
so,
continue that from 61 all the way to the county line.
yeah. I would like to, replace the curb and gutter on the north side and have it all level and not do this anymore.
I have no doubt cost is an issue.
And out here, there's water in the road all the time and that needs to be fixed as well. So I am a little wary of agreeing to something and not having it be done to the standards, because if it's not done, then I get personal. I don't know, well, why did you do this? I'm like,
We're okay with that.
"Oh, bump off the bridge, I still hear about it. I'm like, this was not, it was not my deal.
So, with the knowledge of 100th Street with the highway and that access, I'm assuming that the repaving of 100th Street is kind of off the table.
Oh, past you or that, I'm just, wait to see what happens.
I just trying to
Yeah.
keep up on
Yeah,
what's going on, because people ask me to.
Probably need to get it joint sealed though, because they're, getting grass and stuff like that, but. I do have, not this year in fiscal 28. I do want to try to tag on some of the local asphalt work. 100th Street, up, by the power plant. I'm thinking we're gonna have some work in the county, maybe piggyback on top of that, so,
How's our bypass at Grandview holding up?
well,
Good.
yeah, so. Amazing when you put enough asphalt down.
Yeah, right.
It works good, so. So, yeah, next fiscal year, we'll probably, use some money out of that, balance to get after these asphalt projects as well, so. So,
Are you gonna be in town on Friday,
of
of this
this
week?
week, yeah.
Would you guys be opposed to have a special
Oh,
meeting on Friday?
no,
No,
I'm sorry, I'll be around Thursday.
I'll be gone.
you're
I'm
not.
out of town. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Next week it is, sorry.
That's,
Sorry, but
yeah, so.
thank you.
All right, any questions from the crowd or anything else going on?
I got another question
Yes, sir.
for you. So at the resume, the key cut supervisor was talking and they cut off doing the 60 mile an hour because they were concerned about from going 55 to 60, if the rumble strips were in the right spot or the passing lanes should change. Did you think about, I hadn't thought about passing lanes.
I made mention of that, the general consensus is, most of us are pretty conservative as to where the passing lanes are. But those need to be studied. The issue is, or our thinking is, if we kept them at 55, and then at every intersection, we would have to sign, we'd have to buy hundreds of signs to tell everybody it's
Yeah.
55, so greater good is to have them at 60, actually have a ball bank that you drive around the curves and you do all that, so the plan is to get after that the next couple weeks to update some things and all that, so. Unfortunately, the legislature didn't give us a lot of time to
Yeah.
react. And, we kind of thought it would be best to comply with the law and, deal with it afterwards, which is kind of ironic or funny that the speed limit on 61 is gonna remain 55, so just odd. And then it also creates a situation if you turn off the 61 onto our roads. Well, ours are 60, but I'm not gonna go put signs up, right? So kind of is what it is here for a few years until everything gets fixed, but we are looking at curves and all of that as we speak, so. All right. Anything else? All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So-
Mr. Ewart,
I'm here.
you're up.
Overall conservation report first, right?
I'll do that.
All right. Well, it's weird being on quarterly. I will say I kind of like it, but I had to shove a lot in here. So, our school programs and our summer programs for this last year, were super successful. Lana reported, our environmental education coordinator, 5,800 participants, over 180 programs in this year, which I think is phenomenal. I mean, that's
great.
yeah, it's not necessarily unique faces, but they are faces nonetheless. So
Yeah.
there's some math you have to do to get uniqueness, and that's pretty tough to do between all the school kids. But they do generally get to every school grade between preschool and sixth grade twice, all the schools in the county, which awesome. We've done that for quite a while now, and I'm super proud to be a part of something like that. So, and that's, not even touching the weekends, summer library programs, anything like that. So huge kudos to our education team. Some things that are going out on the education team. We have a new book walk at Chinkapin Bluffs. Imagine pedestals with an open book, just one page of an open book. And then each pedestal is a new page of the same book. And so as you walk through the park, you can read one page, and then you get to the next page, and you get to the next page. And so then eventually you walk the whole park and you've read a whole book. Kids really enjoy doing that. Chinkapin Bluffs has one. We're looking to get one installed at the park at Virginia Grove. And then we also have one coming along the Hoover Nature Trail at Morning Sun between the main road into town up to the dirt road. As long as we can get through the rock. That's going to be a tough one for install, but we'll figure out something. We just got back from River Raiders, which is a 3-day trip to it's usually to the Upper Iowa River near Decorah. But this year the river was too high, so we had to go the Turkey River and the Volga. So we went and explored that. We take junior high kids and float most of the day. We do a fish hatchery, we see hiking trails, we do all sorts of cool waterfalls. Great experience, highly recommend it, especially for next year. It's over this year. We only do it once. But we do have a river paddlers trip coming up, which is same thing, but around here. So we'll do I don't know exactly other plans, but Odessa is one day, Iowa River another day. And if it's really high or droughty here, we go somewhere and find all those. So huge kudos to our education team. Yeah, they do some cool stuff. We have a new car coming for our naturalists. They have a minivan currently, but we upgraded to a small SUV because the minivan just was not holding up to the gravel and use that they require. We've got all our seasonals hired. We have 2 in the maintenance shop this year and 2 that help do programming. Breland is doing all the library programs. If you've seen all those, they're, I think, on a weekly basis, at least a couple times a week at a library. And so people really enjoy, coming every Wednesday to tech or whatever. Super job there. We hosted a District 5 meeting at Langwood this year for the conservation system. It was Southeast Iowa, ranges Van Buren County up to Muscatine through Keokuk County. So that kind of that bottom little section there. So they all came out to Langwood. We had burgers. We had our meeting. It was a good time. So they all got to see Langwood. They were really impressed with how unique it kind of is. Just, it's a uniquely rented facility that not a lot of people can offer. The board is looking into connecting and more utilizing Hoover Nature Trail, especially the disconnected sections between Wapello and Columbus Junction. We have, other than like 2 teeny little parcels, almost 3 contiguous miles of trail ready to go. We haven't maintained it in the last, I don't even know how many years, because it's kind of just that weird, also, sorry, side story, some of the trail we own, but it gets farmed over. And so it's who owns it, who's managing it, really kind of messy situations. So we're not charging in headstrong, but we're gonna start slowly making way toward getting a new section trail completed. It'll have a gravel road on each end, so you can access each side. The problem being Long Creek, not an impossible problem to solve, but if you got a low water crossing or Missouri crossing, could be in the works soon. We'll see. But yeah, we want to keep using it, keep pushing it, because that's a huge asset, I think. The shop has been getting some improvements. I'm not sure if you guys have driven by recently. New roof, new siding, new doors. Instead of sliding doors, we now have a roll-up garage door. Instead of a dirt floor in our shop, we now get concrete in our shop, which is super awesome. We get to move our skid steer around inside. It's phenomenal. We don't even know what to do with all our new space. Yeah, we're gonna try to get the curb appeal of that place up again. Sitting next to the roads department, we look pretty shabby.
And you can stay organized a little better.
Oh, it's gonna be so much better. Yeah. And we focused more this year on rock and roads and parking lots, making sure that, as soon as you walk in, you don't have a, gigantic pothole to welcome you. It's an actual road that can, drive on. Not all of them are gonna be perfect. We expect that. There's some accesses to Indian Slough that it's just probably just not gonna happen without
Yeah.
a lot of money, but the ones that we can manage, I think we've done a much better job. And to help with that, we bought a power rake this fiscal year. I don't know if you know what a power rake is, but it's a big rolling drum on the front of the skid steer that just kind of levels and refluffs the rock. So hopefully we can use that instead of buying more rock and then just letting it, sink into the earth. So yeah, we're trying to make it better, doing our part to make a welcoming environment. That's all I got.
Have you had a chance to use power rake yet?
No, so it came and it had the wrong tag on it. It said, so we bought the high flow because our skid steer is a high flow skid steer. But it came with a low flow tag on it. So it took us a week of calling them, making sure that we got the right model. And so then they were like, oh no, it's all right. We just sent the wrong tag. I'm like, oh, convenient.
Yeah.
And then we got it and we hooked it all up and they didn't give us the right connections into the high flow. So they resent new connections. And so all this stuff has been coming in the mail. It just takes a little while. But everything's here and he was hooking it up yesterday. I haven't got to talk to him yet
It's
today.
nice to see it work.
I'm super excited. He said even on the low flow, it worked pretty good. So after the high flow gets hooked up.
But it's gonna save us money too, because we don't have to keep putting rock down. We can just reuse the rock that's there, pushed down into the ground.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good deal.
Okay, so we'll move on to item number 15.
Thank you.
So this is fourth installment for repayment of the purchase of the Novus addition to the Joint Road. Sum of 40,000 will be transferred from Conservation's Land Acquisition Fund to the Capital Improvement Fund. Whereas the third installment of the fund shall be transferred in July 2025, and whereas the Wise County Board will repay the Capital Improvement Fund by means agreed by both the Wise County Board of Supervisors and the Wise County Conservation Board. Therefore, be it resolved this 21st day of July 2026 that the auditor instructed transfer of 40,000 from Conservation Land Acquisition Funds to General Basic.
So I think we got two things going on here.
Yeah.
We're moving money into this fund and then they're paying the land acquisition fund. So we're moving money and then it's the money, not all of it, but a big part of it's moving over about. It's a bookkeeping thing, really.
Yeah.
Which one's first?
I think
Like the $40,000.
40, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when the Conservation Board purchased some land out by Virginia Grove.
Yeah.
It came from, I think, you guys, and so we're slowly paying that back year after year for 40 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we super love that, it's a land, by the way.
Well, I would entertain a motion, resolution 20264.
so
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion carries. Will free sign this.
Yes.
Okay, next up is the resolution 202-635. Transfer of funds to Conservation Land Acquisition Funds. Whereas the Conservation Department has revenue subject to transfer as set out in Iowa Code 350.6 to the Conservation Land Acquisition Fund in the amount of $64,103.91. Therefore, be it resolved this 21st day of July 2026 that the auditor is instructed to transfer $64,103.91 from general basic to the conservation land acquisition fund.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 202635.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We appreciate that. We use that to, whether it's land acquisitions, big renovation projects that the Board of Supervisors doesn't necessarily fund in one budget year. It just, it's a great investment for you guys. We're able to chip and then we can dump it all, as a Chinkman Bluffs reservation or, all sorts of good stuff. We appreciate it.
Doing a good job, Jacob. We appreciate what you do.
We try our best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We'll talk more about.
Sounds like you enjoy your job.
It
It sounds like fun stuff too.
very much is.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you're doing a good job. Enjoy your post.
Next item on the agenda is possibly accepting quotes for some temporary lawn care service,
Sending out for bid.
sending out for bid for the courthouse, the annex, and food pantry.
They might explain why our maintenance guys have some health issues. He's off for an extended period of time, dealing with some health related issues, so he's unable to do these things, so we need to temporarily look at outsourcing a few of these things so we can keep the courthouse in order.
Yeah,
Jacob's been doing it, but he's got plenty of other things to do. So
Too much.
But I do appreciate.
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
have
No,
this.
okay, yep.
I think we should, let's go ahead and get it out to bid.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
It slowed down a little bit because it's hot, but we did get some rain, so I anticipate the grass kind of kicking in again. So, let's get her to advertise it and then we can. I don't know if we've got enough time to get it to the next meeting. We can try.
Well, because I wouldn't get it in the newspaper till the 29th and 30th.
Next meeting's right after that.
The next meeting's on the 4th, so you'd almost have a special meeting to accept the bids and go through that if you wanted to, like August
If not,
11th
if not,
or,
we're a month out.
yeah.
I mean,
But it's for leaf pickup also. It's not just for lawn because leaf pickup will be good.
let's go ahead and do a special meeting that following week.
The August
Yeah,
11th.
there might not be much on the agenda, but at least that's on there.
So do August 10th and special meeting the 11th.
Okay.
Do you guys want to review the scope of that?
I did.
So we're gonna have a meeting August 10th and the 11th?
No,
Or-
just August 11th. The bids will be due on the
Oh,
10th.
Okay. Discussion with rural McQuon regarding flags on veteran graves or even.
Morning.
Morning. This way.
Well, a couple of years ago, I had the idea that, veterans graves in the big cities, Wambo, Columbus City and so forth, would be getting, flags on appropriate days like, Veterans Day, 4th of July and so forth, but out in the countryside, there was no action on taking, flags onto veterans' graves. I felt bad that a guy who'd been in service maybe for 2 months in World War II was getting a flag, and out here we've got a Civil War boy that got shot up and nothing's ever done. So I took it upon myself to get some flags from the Veteran Service officer and put out about 150 flags. This was about 3 years ago, and my idea was to wait for a couple of years until they were weathered and then go out and do it again. Well, I came into the Veteran Service Officer this year and he told me that these flags shouldn't be out all the time, you know, this weather and so forth. So if it comes down to a point of putting the flags out and a couple days later taking them up, that's too much for one person. So I'm wondering, are there any rules as far as the township trustees doing such things, or is this just up to every county to try to figure out a system or no system? Does anybody know?
Well, my assumption would be that the board of directors that run each individual cemetery have perhaps their own rules or regulations on when things can be put out and taken up. I know here in Wapello that the VFW puts the big flags out for the major holidays, and the cemetery itself has regulations on when you can put flowers and when they need to come up so they can mow and whatnot. So that would be what I would assume, but
Well, when I was a trustee, I don't recall us ever having any set of rules on flags or anything. I guess we never ran into that during my time in there, so.
Well, I wouldn't want to step forward with a program that would step on the trustees' toes or something.
is there something other than a flag that can be put up, maybe that would be more permanent, that wouldn't
Good question.
weather?
I
Or
don't know, but it's a good question, yeah.
I've prepared for this,
okay,
if I may.
Sure.
we like that. You're on it.
Oh.
Thank you.
You got it. Got one?
It's my last one and I'll do one afterwards. And then was our, I don't see our media guy, our paper guy.
No, he's not.
Okay.
I'll be
Okay,
back.
so
I'll be
this
back.
is, just kind of give it the moniker of the Veteran Flag, Brave Flag Program. There's no official title for it. Just for summary, absolutely honoring veterans is the mission. Our budget does include currently flags and flag holders. County provides one bronze flag holder. County expense. We have had experiences recently over the years of them coming up missing, either stolen or someone from the family thinks it might be a great memento. I can't make your grandpa's grave every year or whatnot, so I want to take that home. And then the county places more flags and increases the numbers of those flags that we hand out to the American Legion of the VFW due to recent deaths. The challenge is locating all graves and having enough volunteers for flags in and flags out in a timely manner. We have 61 cemeteries in the county. Most of those are pioneer. They're small. They're out in the middle of nowhere and the timber, wherever they might be. Bigger ones though, obviously are municipal or the churches. I estimate we have anywhere between 1,000 and 1,200 graves, veteran graves in the county. Currently, the cost of these flag holders is $50, $49.80, I believe, to be exact. And the flags come out to be a little bit less than $1 when bought in bulk. Flag etiquette, not a law. It is, however, U.S. code that provides us guidance. Flags are to be illuminated at night. Flags are not to be allowed to be weathered. If they are, they're to be picked up and destroyed in an appropriate manner. That is why we have a flags in on, say, Thursday before Memorial Day and a flag out on Monday or Tuesday the following. The flags are basically recycled year after year. The ones that have been utilized for a long time get replaced. I also surveyed other counties around us. As you can see, 90% of the other counties provide flag holders. Des Moines County does not, and I don't remember which other county doesn't. Thank you. But only 58% provided flags. And all counties rely on volunteers to put them in and take them up. Again, the challenges are that while I have records of postmodern, veteran graves. Going back to Civil War, I don't have a lot of those records. A lot of that knowledge resides with an individual. And they've been doing it for years and years and years. Those individuals may have passed, whatnot. Also, some graves are missing flag holders. And so those volunteers that are putting in those flags, they're relying on some sort of visual cue, either federal headstone, federal marker, federal medallion that's affixed to the grave, maybe knowing where those graves are at in the cemetery of Buffalo, or relying on this flag holder to go ahead and put one in. Also, again, volunteers, we're limited, and then I don't coordinate the volunteers. The Legion, the VFW, they get hold of Boy Scouts or whoever else. They make social media posts and they put them out. And then finally, as I alluded to earlier, cemetery access to some of these are on private grounds. They're out in the timber, virtually kind of lost to time. There you can see the list of volunteers. And then this is just kind of explanation of why I can't take this chore on. Staffing impact. My days are pretty solidly booked, and what has historically been done by this office is to manage those funds, to provide for the flag holders or the flags, or to order the stuff through the National Cemetery for the folks. My recommendation, unfortunately, is what we have currently for volunteer staffing and official staffing is that we continue with what we are doing. I understand it's not the best what we have. I understand that there's some folks that aren't getting, some veterans that aren't getting flags. I think if we move forward with making sure every veteran has a flag holder, that's a great step. But the potential of that is I'm going to be not inundated or overrun, but I'm going to have a large request for these flag holders. And then, but I think the last 2 years, they went from about $35 to $50. So there's a large jump up. That's what I have. So
Would that, can't a flag be just pushed into the ground?
it could be. And then,
So you don't have to have.
and then you're gonna have either the flag stay and get weathered and destroyed and become a squirrel.
Well, I'm talking about having it taken up,
Right,
put it in, a couple of days later taken up.
right. And my question is, who is going to do that?
Well, my idea would be to try to get some Boy Scouts,
That's already,
churches and so forth, organizations to have one specific cemetery they take care of.
and those.
But I don't want to step on somebody else's toes if I'm going ahead to do that.
Those organizations are doing it. You can ask Gary Marquette, Dave Sheridan, or who's the junction? Bill Jewell. Those individuals are doing that. They coordinate that every year. It's just they don't have the volunteers to hit every cemetery. So their bang for the buck is they hit the big ones.
So if I were to decide to go ahead and try to get the little cemeteries organized where a group would, a church in Morning Sun would take some small cemeteries around there, that would be okay?
I would encourage you to have them be in contact with those other people though, that he just named, so that they don't overlap, but yeah, we're behind
And
that.
when we spoke on the phone, I told you
Yeah.
that I didn't have any flags currently because the ones I had in stock, I'd given to Junction and other folks. But as soon as the budget was in place, it was one of the first things I bought with our budget to stock back up.
So the markers, whose expense is that?
It was county expensive.
The county's expense to put the markers out.
Well, to buy them.
By them.
To buy them. And then typically what I've done is because the families know where the grave's at. So and we're talking usually like a recently deceased veteran. And then they come in and I meet with them for all the other stuff that we do. And I look at what era they served in, as if this is a Vietnam veteran memorial. There's one for each era. There's no difference in cost if I just buy a veteran one or if I identify the period that that person served in. And so that family will then go out when they visit the grave the next time, put that in.
From a county official standpoint, the cost of flags and markers are a very small expense to the county. If you need them, say so.
My idea would be that if you get volunteers that are willing to go out and do that, if they identify graves that don't have the markers, then if we could compile a list of them.
Yeah.
Possibly we could
Absolutely.
get the markers to put in there.
We'll make sure there's some money there.
And then when the volunteers go out, they don't have to.
And this is a year-round,
Yeah.
365
Yeah.
honoring of that veteran.
Right.
So, and there are other options that as far as the federal government recognizes for honoring that veteran is either the federally provided headstone or a emblem that can be permanently affixed to a privately purchased marker.
If you want to go ahead and organize some people or groups that want to do that, we're behind you 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Kurt.
Do you want to? Okay.
Yeah, well,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
If anyone else wants one, they can stop by now, please. Right here.
Thank you, sir.
Your name.
Thank you, bud.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Okay. Discussion and possible action to set dates time for public hearing on ordinance 26. The moratorium for cryptocurrency mining project.
We have it the next meeting, or you want to drop that in one of our special meetings?
Well, that's, so I have to send it to the paper, it'd be July 30th, so we could have it, let's see here. We could do it August 11th, if I have it on the 30th. So we could do it in the special if you wanted to.
I don't know if this chambers is gonna be full like the last time.
Well, that's why I didn't know if you
If
wanted
it
to.
was,
move it.
then put it on one of those special elections or special meetings that we don't have a lot going on and.
Well, that's why this August 11th is a special meeting. Otherwise, if you want it a night meeting, it'd be September 1st.
I guess I don't care. I don't. I can only assume that the last meeting was so full that we'd have the same amount of people, but I could be wrong. I don't
Yeah.
know. Make sure.
But if we're gonna have a big crowd, I mean, it'd be better to
Yeah.
have it at the courtroom. But I need to know that for publication.
Well, let's do it in the evening meeting. We did the last one in the evening meeting, and maybe there's some people out there that want to attend that specific item, and let's do it in the evening.
September
Yeah.
1st.
September 1st, 6:15?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you gonna publish the entire,
Yes,
so we can wait a second?
yes.
Okay. Set for September 1st.
I need official action on that.
Okay, need a motion.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for ordinance 26-2 moratorium for cryptocurrency mining projects for September 1st.
Yep.
6:15 PM.
I'll second that.
Motion is second for discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Here.
Discussion and possible action to sign the agreement with Community and Family Resources to establish funding for ASAM level 3.1 services for fiscal year 27.
This is that agreement that we did last year. It's just basically renewing it
Yeah.
for the next fiscal year. We just sign it every year. And Adam Parsons has looked at it. It didn't change from the last time.
What level of funding are we at?
I think it was 5,500.
Do you know what we used last year of that?
Zero.
0.
It's 3.7, so 3.
We're trying to save some money.
Not-
Really?
Well, the level.
When did that start?
We're going to level 3.1, not
When that
3.0.
started, I didn't know that.
You're always the last to know, right?
I know it, I know.
I'll make a motion to, sign the agreement with Community and Family Resources for funding to ASAM level 3.7 for fiscal year 27.
No, second that.
Got a motion and a second, any further discussion? All those in favor,
Aye.
opposed? And sign that, you're saying.
Yes. Thank you.
See, item. That was item, okay. I'm not worried.
FEMA lots.
FEMA lots.
Yeah.
We have requests from some property owners to lease FEMA lots in their surrounding areas. The first request comes from David Conley and Jason Beating. I believe it looks like they want to lease 18 lots.
Are they adjoining landowners?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Is this hot dog wood?
Yeah.
yes. Did you look at the map on your packet?
I did, but I didn't bring the packet, so. That's a lot of lots.
I know. This is a lot of money.
Yeah, there's been a little issue down there.
What's lots compared to acres? I mean,
Down there, they're not very big, right?
No,
I didn't know how much ground it was.
I mean, the taxes on those, right?
Whole thing.
And I realize this is on a first come, first served basis, and that I'm okay with that.
Well, they can do with it.
There's not very many things they can.
They still have to abide by all the FEMA rules.
Right. We don't know what they're gonna do with it.
Well, basically,
They want to clean them up, I think, basically.
yeah, and to be able to control, there's been a little issue with a squatter down there on one currently.
Hmm.
So,
Homeless,
huh?
homeless?
Well, I'm assuming.
Not now.
So acres, there's like 0.11, 0.13, 0.21, 0.25.
So this is on a yearly lease,
Yes.
so if there's an issue next year, we can deny or,
Right.
Yeah.
They'll have to be approved yearly for the lease.
so are we gonna do these individually or are we gonna do them in a lump? How are we gonna do this?
Well, basically, right now, I need your approval for me to send this to Adam Parsons for him to type up leases. And then you guys to tell me about the amount of the lease that you want me to do.
Is that there,
We had a lease drawn up for one previously that didn't end up going through.
and I had a list of another one that I'm probably not gonna be in favor of, based on some past experiences, so I think we need to do them individually.
Yes.
And, you know, if there's a reason why we're gonna deny one particular person, I would be happy to make that public. But I say we move forward. We probably need to discuss the amount, I think, a little more, just to make
We
sure.
go back on the county tax roll.
Right.
And we will be paying the taxes on it.
I'm
so-
on the fence whether $100 is enough. I'm not trying to be a money hoard, I'm just trying to say, is that taken into the account of the attorney's time, her time, the time that we're gonna invest in all this paperwork and effort?
Uh, Another one on the list is Lee Spitznagle. That would be in, I believe, in the old Reggie Myers area up there. And he would like to lease
There's 5.
5 lots. the third one, we're gonna have a discussion on that this morning.
And if you want. Wouldn't
I don't
matter to me.
know if we wanna wait till we have our plans in order for what we're gonna do.
These two came in first, that one.
Who are the ones you're discussing there? The third one you
I'll
mentioned?
be happy to say it. It's the
Okay.
Timmerman down with Millers. And there has been an issue down there
I
for
don't see them that.
at least a decade or longer. from-
They settled that, didn't they?
They did, but now Timmerman wants to lease some lots that may
Don't. Well,
cause,
Timberland was at least a lot that we're actually giving an easement.
exactly. We're giving an easement to back to Miller's land, but he wants to lease that land. Well, I can see the path that
So
this
he
is
kind of
going.
jumped into what the last board did.
So what's gonna happen is he's gonna lease the land and then they're gonna be another feud that you're driving across the land that I'm leasing. I don't care if you've got a legal right. I don't wanna go down that path. We're not going down that path.
I believe the Code Miller and Schlutz, well, didn't they pay $500 for easement cost that?
Yes, they did.
So to lease that lot to somebody after they will.
Yeah, it's
easement.
not.
You're opening up a
Yeah,
can of
no,
worms
we're
there.
not, we're not going down that one.
So they paid up the county $500
Yes.
for the
Yeah,
easement?
not
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, they've already paid.
Okay.
Is that a
for
one
it.
time?
Man.
That's a
Yes,
one
one
time.
time thing.
I'm touching that with a 10-foot pole.
You said Schlutz, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Schultz. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just clarifying, I wasn't aware of
It's
it.
none of your relation, right?
No, I'm not, I'm not.
So the other ones, if you wanna move forward with them, I'm okay with that.
what do you guys want me to do on the lease amount, or do you want me to have the leases typed up and then we put the amount in later?
I mean, I don't
We
wanna
did
make,
before we had.
I don't wanna make it high enough that it seems ridiculous,
Right.
but I wanna make sure that it's covering the property tax back.
I
the
think
other
that the
direction.
highest lot I saw for property tax was about $50,
And we're gonna charge 100.
and we're gonna charge that.
Fair enough. Okay, I just wanna make sure we had that conversation.
Right, and that's a yearly,
Yeah,
so.
So, I mean, yeah, once you have the leases wrote up, I mean, if they want to do it again, there shouldn't be a whole lot.
shouldn't be a
of time
problem
involved.
unless there's an issue that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
One of them's done something that they weren't supposed to do on a lot.
Whatever, yeah, right. They're putting sheds up or
Yeah.
doing things that they can't do.
What did you do on early tax?
He backed out,
He backed out.
yeah.
Well, in the Spitz edition, I believe you had an issue of trash dumping. A while back, I remember you talking that out.
Mhm.
And so you got that benefit also.
That's right.
Somebody's taking
Taking
care
care of it, yep,
mowing it and, you know.
keeping it up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so you're gonna try to be kind of circling back.
They could fence it in and put goats in there.
Yeah, they can do-
We don't care.
Well, that's why,
They put a portable building on it, they just can't put a permanent structure, you know, I mean, there's things they can do, so.
yeah, that's one thing down in Hawkeye, they just wanted to keep mowed and keep the brush, so the
Yeah.
mosquitoes weren't so bad around their place maybe.
And if you don't own it, why would you put all the time and expense in it?
Well,
You know what I mean? Get in trouble. Yeah, I don't know, they ain't gonna holler at you for mowing, but. Okay,
okay, I'll work on that.
It's a dual benefit to us, I mean, we get them taken care of, and we get them back on the tax roll, so.
and people get to use them.
Yeah. Okay, next item on the agenda is this discussion of possible action. The Iowa Ports Association, I talked to you earlier about they're trying to, I suppose maybe I should read this letter. Let's see. Says, please see the following information put together. The reasons we're asking organizations and other businesses to join IAP as members. And Jim Irwin felt, and Clinton County felt that this falls in the line of why each county and ports of eastern Iowa should support a lifetime membership amount of $2,500. So basically, they're asking for a lifetime membership. And
One-time fee.
one-time fee. Annual membership is $250. Lifetime is $2,500. They're basically, this is something new that's starting up, and so they're gathering funds so they can do some matches, some work on promotions, some work.
How does this fall within, the things that the Henry County Board of Supervisors were hammered on for joining organizations, giving money to this or that organization? Does that qualify for getting hammered on the audit, or will that pass through the audit?
Okay, question for, Parsons.
I guess maybe, we don't, in my opinion, we don't have to be on a big hurry on this.
Does this guy get a salary that's in charge of this?
He's the
No.
county supervisor.
Who's the guy that
Jim.
was here and used to work for the Corps?
Oh, no.
Or is this the same organization?
This is just there's I can't remember how many counties are in it. Clinton, Scott, Muscatine, Louisa. I think maybe Jackson County's in there, I'm not sure, but their work is to improve grain exportation along the river channels, and they also work on the west coast on the Missouri, of Iowa, on Missouri River too. This IAAP, which is Iowa Forest.
I'm okay with being part of the group. I still question what does Louisa County get out of this? We have no ports. What's our end goal here? I mean, we're shipping our grain to Des Moines County or Muscatine County to get over there. I get that part, but I don't know. I understand they want us to be part of it because we're on the river. I can respect that. And we need a voice, but
Well, I do know they're planning on lock and dam work too. Applying for federal money for that, so, yeah, I don't.
if Track was banging on the door and saying, hey, we want to put a port in down where we're at by the ferry landing, will you help us out? I'd be right on top of that.
But
I guess my question, I would have to direct it towards, it's not Tryoak anymore, it's what JB is.
yes,
And the elevator here in town. What do you need from the county? What do you need from this port? Is this something that we should be helping push this for you? I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's out there. It's this fictitious thing that we should be part of.
Well,
Nobody knows.
The Corps is supposed to have been upgrading the dock or locks for years and they don't never seem to do it, but I know in theory, if they upgrade them to where you don't have to decouple all the time, shipping costs should go down. Now, whether that gets translated to us back
Isn't that a federal?
Yeah, that's federal. So, yeah, I mean, that must be what they're doing, is lobbying, basically lobbying the federal to get these upgrades on the buckler, the lock and
yeah,
dam.
they're supposed to get them upgraded so that, like an entire barge can.
Well, if you're lobbying somebody, $2,500 ain't gonna go there. Not in this day and age.
But to me, it's ridiculous, so we gotta lobby our own government to get.
To help us, I know. Again, I'm not against it. I don't want anybody,
Well, let's have Adam look at it and make
I
sure
don't understand the end game.
it's not
here.
something that the auditor's gonna say, well, what are you doing this for? And we can maybe have it up again on the next meeting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other county employees here to give us information?
I've got a question if you'll entertain it. Interim mowing at the courthouse. I can continue. I'd appreciate a hand or two. Not that. good.
Oh, okay.
I could take a week of my own.
Yeah, that, I mean, even just the mowing. I can still trim and blow and do all the rest of the stuff, but
If you need help, holler. We'll bring it on.
Yeah.
We'll make a pass around it.
is that all right if I reach out to each of you individually? and just-
Whatever.
Okay, and I think maybe somebody at the courthouse wanted to
Yeah.
take a turn or. Yeah.
Hour of your time running around the courthouse, no big deal.
It takes, just so you know, just over 2. That was with our mower. I've never mowed with Tracy's mower, so I'm gonna go over there right now and like look at it, make sure that I assume we can all get around a mower, but I'll look at it in case you guys have questions that.
I'll try to just bring in my zero turn.
Exactly.
I recommend it. Oh boy,
Just
it's
run it
fun.
down the street and go around the courthouse
Yeah, okay.
or wherever.
I don't have a zero turn, but I'd probably bring my Kubota in and do it myself.
Just somebody would just send a quick little email and say, cause I'm not looking at it all the time, and say,
Sure.
hey, it's about time. You guys want to come over Saturday, Friday night, whatever.
Is there a lot of string trimming too, or?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So much. At least another 3 hours worth. Like I'm not joking. So much.
We'll keep it looking nice.
Yeah,
We-
and I don't mind helping, out here and there. Absolutely, bring me on, but yeah, it's the 2 hours here and there, great. 8 hours that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys know then when
Yeah, please.
when.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then just to confirm, we do a special meeting on Wednesday next week to review the jail bids and make a final on jail. Is that good?
Send me a,
3:30
reminder.
on Wednesday?
Okay,
Okay,
All everything.
29th.
Well, reviewed, right,
I'm sure he will.
not good.
What day is that?
29th, isn't it?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's on Wednesday morning.
When do you want on the 29th?
29.
Maybe Monday morning, send out a little, hey,
Yeah.
don't forget,
And I'll
We'll
send,
set it up.
I'll send the agenda out. for the-
Wednesday's an odd day.
Yeah.
It's not on the not on my radar, so.
So I have meetings that day, so sorry.
Okay, with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All those in favor?
Right.
Or-